Hello, everybody, and welcome to Sterling Channel 19. We are here on a beautiful, very hot Monday afternoon as the Sterling Knights at 0-4 take on Highland High School at 4-2. Quick history between these two teams. Highland right now is 1-0 in the Tri-County Liberty standings. Sterling is 0-1 in the Colonial Liberty standings. And between these two teams, Sterling is 0-2 against Highland since 2010. So they don't really face each other very frequently, but we'll get their third matchup since 2010 here this afternoon. Last year, these two teams played each other. Sterling lost that game 6-2, and it was Luke Lomax, who led the team in hits with 2. And Highland freshman pitcher Logan Davenport, who is in the starting lineup today but is not pitching, pitched a complete game where he went 72 pitches, 2 earned runs, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts for Highland. But today, the big thing, no Tony Sanchez in the lineup for the Knights today. He is out. And the keys to the game is to manufacture runs. The offense needs to really wake up here for Sterling. They've only scored 6 runs in their first 4 games of the year. And for their starting pitcher, Vaughn McVeigh, to really get into a groove and start strong. He's not a very power pitcher. He's more on a control-based from the way he pitches. He's kind of struggled to start his season. He has a 9.8 earned run average. He's thrown the second most pitches on the team, and he's pitched just 5 innings. He's allowed 12 hits, 9 runs, 7 of them earned, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. He's also hit 2 batters so far on the year. But I'm glad you're with us here at Channel 19. I'm Brian McLernan, soon to be joined by Daniel Leakin. As you heard, Vaughn McVeigh on the mound for the Knights today, trying to get the team's first win of the young season. We are in game number 5, and I'll bring you the starting lineups. First for the visiting Highland High School team. First, it's going to be right fielder number 27, Formisano, and then it's second baseman number 21, Lazzotti, and then it's batting third, the pitcher number 29, Jenkins. Batting in the cleanup spot, it's the catcher number 16, Robeson. In left field, batting fifth, it's number 11, Schofield. Batting sixth, it's third baseman number 6, Logan Davenport. Number 7, it is shortstop number 3, Mike Romstead. And then batting ninth, it's the first baseman, Jack Wolfson. So again, the lineup for visiting Highland, it goes Formisano, Lazzotti, Jenkins, Robeson, Schofield, Davenport, Sells Rodriguez, Romstead, and then Wolfson. And then for your Sterling Knights, it goes Quentin Rosano batting first. He's playing left field. He's number 9. And then batting second, it's second baseman number 4, Jake Camardo. Batting third, it's center fielder number 12, Luke Lomax. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot, it's the DH number 15, Evan Miller. Batting fifth, it's shortstop number 1, Nate Schwartz. Batting sixth, it's the third baseman number 5, Dean Collins. Batting seventh, it's the first baseman, Anthony Gagolski. Batting eighth, it is the catcher, Pat Carroll. He's number 16. And then batting ninth, it's the right fielder, number 20, Jake Camardo. And we are underway here at the Castle. First pitch from Vaughn McVeigh is taken for a called strike. So batting first, it's Tommy Formisano. Batting an astounding .462 to start this season. 0-1 from McVeigh. Taken upstairs, ball 1. Sterling again looking for their first win of the season. They're 0-4 to start their year. 1-1 from McVeigh. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Formisano. He has 6 hits and 13 plate appearances to start his season. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here comes. And a called strike 3, he got him. Got him on the outside part of the plate for out number 1 here in this first inning. Great start for Vaughn McVeigh. So McVeigh notches his first strikeout of the day. And up next, it is Lazzotti. First pitch taken for a called strike. Jake Lazzotti batting .222 on the year, 2 hits, 9 plate appearances, is 1 run batted in on the year. That's out to short, off the glove, and into center field. And it's bobbled out in the center It's bobbled out there in center field, but the throw comes in quickly. So I'm not sure how they will score that. It'll be either an error on the shortstop, Nate Schwartz, or it'll be a base hit. Not quite sure how they'll rule it. My guess is that'll be ruled as an error on Nate Schwartz, but now it's Jenkins with a runner at first. McVeigh will throw back. Corey Jenkins, the batter. First pitch taken outside. Jenkins batting .333. He'll be on the mound today for Highland. Again, Lozati reached base off the error from Schwartz at shortstop. 1 ball, no strikes. That's taken outside. McVeigh notched his 5th strikeout of the year to get the first out. He'll throw back to first, but it gets away from Gogolski, but no advancement from Lozati at first. Jake Clark, the right fielder, wanted to go back up. Gogolski at first. Again, Jenkins batting .333 on the year, facing a 2-0 count. And here's the pitch. That one taken outside, so 3 straight outside balls from McVeigh. It's quickly 3-0. Three balls, no strikes, and the pitch. That's outside, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk to Jenkins puts runners at first and second for the .500 hitter Ian Robeson. And it looks like we'll get a little bit of a mound visit from Pat Carroll. He's behind the dish for the Knights today. First walk issued by McVeigh. Highland in business. Runners at first and second here for Robeson. Again, batting .500 on the year. He's the catcher for Highland today. And the first pitch, that's in for a strike. Again, I'll soon be joined by Dan Leakin. He's currently a jazz band right now. No balls and a strike. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. So McVeigh, after a 4-pitch walk, has Robeson down on the count 0-2. Looking for a big second out here in the first inning. As McVeigh steps off for a moment, but he's ready. Looks back at second base. And he kicks and deals. That one driven deep out to left field. Going back toward the track, and then is going to get all the way to the wall. 2 runners going to third. They're going to try and wave the runner home. The throw to the plate. And he got him. Got him at the plate. A nice relay from Rosano to Schwartz, and then to the plate to get the runner at the plate. And there's 2 down. That pitch was roped out into left field by Robeson. He got the double, but could not get the run batted in. And it'll stay scoreless. So runners at second and third with 2 down in the inning. And that brings up Schofield. Driven out to center. On the move is Lomax. It's over his head. 2 runs are going to score as it rolls all the way to the wall. Schofield on his way to third. The throw to the bag is offline. A big rip for Cade Schofield. Drives in 2 runs. It's a 2 RBI triple. And Highland takes a 2-0 lead. So a great hit from Schofield, drives in 2, and a great start for Highland after they couldn't get a potential first run from a double. That one taken just upstairs to Davenport. Davenport hitting .267 on the year. High fly ball, foul territory. Gogolski after it, he can't get there. He was in foul territory. Again, Davenport a .267 hitter. .267 slugging as well. 4 hits in 15 plate appearances, all 4 hits being singles. Runner at third, 2 down. That one taken for a ball. It's 2-1. 2-0 Highland here in the first inning after a 2 RBI triple from Schofield. 2-1 from McVeigh. Grounder back to the mound, snagged by McVeigh. And a soft throw to first will retire the side. 2 runs scored in the inning off a 2 RBI triple from Cade Schofield. We'll head to the bottom half of the first. Sterling offense coming up when we come back. Top of the second here at the Castle. Highland has an early 2-0 lead after a 2 RBI triple from Cade Schofield. So they'll get back on offense. It'll be Sells, Rodriguez, Romstead, and Wolfson due up.
Well, Schofield has definitely made a name for himself so far in these 16 at-bats before the game. He's had 8 hits. He's been a .500 hitter with .562 slugging percentage. So he's been very impressive to start the year and just making even a bigger name for himself, even as a freshman.
Sells Rodriguez down to the count 0-1. Here's the pitch from McVeigh. That's taken upstairs. Sells Rodriguez, a .375 hitter, playing shortstop for Highland today. McVeigh kicks and deals. That's in the dirt.
Yeah, but as we were talking about when Sterling was batting, I know Vaughn McVeigh has been dealing with some uncomfortableness in his throwing arm, so he's just really trying to get the feel back into it, trying to get the speed up a little bit and cause some more mayhem.
Fly ball out to right. Clark underneath. He'll make the catch for out number 1. Jay Clark getting some action out there and right.
Yeah, and it's definitely good for Vaughn McVeigh to start the inning off like that. Just a simple, easy fly out, trying to get your head back in the game after letting up such a big play.
That's in there for a strike to Romstead.
That was a nice pitch. Just catches the top left corner.
Yeah, the home plate umpire, he's been calling a lot of that outside part of the plate to start the game. We'll see if he stays consistent with that part of the zone. No balls and a strike. That one driven pretty well out to right, but it's going to be foul. Heads toward the batting cages. Romstead quickly down 0-2. Here's the pitch. Out to short, gloved by Schwartz. Throw over to first is in time. Some 2 quick outs here in the second inning for the pitcher McVeigh.
Definitely testing him with a ball, really in the strikes in there. Caught a lot of the plate. Just a really nice play there from Schwartz to collect and make the throw.
Yeah, he had an error earlier back in the first inning that started off the base runners for Highland.
So a lot of these, Sterling Cats just getting back into it. I mean, the second inning, getting their heads back in the game after making a few mistakes, and that's perfect. That's what they should be doing right now.
Wolfson, the batter, he's down 0-1, and the pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, man, Paul McVeigh, he's getting that comfortability back. He's getting that confidence back. Throwing like it.
No balls, 2 strikes. McVeigh kicks and deals. That one fouled back, so Wolfson will stay alive. He's batting .200 to start the year. He's the first baseman for Highland today. So again, it's no balls and 2 strikes here for Wolfson. And the pitch from McVeigh. Taken upstairs. Two nothing Highland here in the top half of the second. That one's in foul ground. Clark will give it a look, but it goes foul.
Wolfson's done a great job of just staying alive here. Got down 0-2 really quickly in this at-bat, but he's still making contact. And he's doing a good job of just keeping this at-bat alive.
It's 1-2 strikes here to Wolfson. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out in a 1-2-3 inning for Vaughn McVeigh. A great bounce-back inning after giving up the 2 runs in the first. We'll head to the bottom half of the second. Highland with a 2-0 lead. Bottom half of the second here at Sterling High School. Highland with a 2-0 lead over the Sterling Knights. And pretty much probably the best inning you could have asked for from Vaughn McVeigh. Gets a 1-2-3 inning after somewhat struggling in the top half of the first.
Sorry, Brian. I think he's saying, I think I got my swagger back just a little bit, because he definitely was feeling it on the mound towards the end there. Finishing off with a strikeout. The pitch was pretty close to the hands, but it was enough movement to get him to swing. And Wolfson did a really good job of fighting off a lot of pitches that at bat too, but Vaughn McVeigh was the ultimate winner.
Nate Schwartz, the batter for Sterling. That one grounded over to short. Scooped up, throw over to first in time for out number 1. And a couple nice plays so far from Celis Rodriguez.
Yeah, just a really simple play. I mean, I think Nate Schwartz got got the top of the ball a little bit, rolled straight over to Rodriguez, and Rodriguez just made the routine play.
Dean Collins, the batter for Sterling. He's hitting .083 to start the year. One of the more struggling hitters in this Knights lineup. First pitch from Jenkins. That's taken for a strike. And the most impressive part when you point out Jenkins' stats, triple zeros in the ERA department. Gotta love that. That one kind of gets away.
And not just that, Jenkins also does it at the plate too. And again, one of those hitters, 18 at-bats, 6 hits, 5 singles, the double, and a couple walks, and he has 13 stolen bases. So he has that speed factor as well.
Here's the pitch from Jenkins. That's in there for a strike. Collins again hitting .083 on the year. Here's the pitch from Jenkins. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him with the fastball up and in. And there's 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the second.
A really similar pitch to Vaughn McVeigh's strikeout. I mean, it's just one of those pitches that's really hard to lay off if you're a hitter. It looks like it's coming closer to the plate, and it never really does that break. So it's a really tough pitch to lay off, and that was a great pitch from Jenkins.
Here's Anthony Gagolski. He's got a 100 batting average on the year. He takes a called strike. 0-1. No balls, 1 strike to Gagolski. And that catches the inside corner for a strike. It's 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes here to go. And the pitch. Taken upstairs. Sterling looking for their first hit of this ball game. 1-2 to go. That one just misses.
Tell Jenkins wanted that one.
Yeah, Robeson trying to frame that one at the plate. Umpire not fooled. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Blew the fastball right by him. And a 1-2-3 inning for Jenkins. We'll head to the top half of the third. Highland with a 2-0 lead. Everybody, welcome back. Top of the third inning here at the Castle. Highland with a 2-0 lead. Glad you're with us here on Channel 19. I'm Brian McLaren, joined by Dan Leakin. And it's been the fairly a pitcher's duel besides the 2 RBI triple from Cade Schofield. That's pretty much what separated these two clubs so far. First pitch taken for a strike to Formisano, who struck out to begin this ball game. No balls, 1 strike. That one driven out towards deep left center field. Lomax on the move. He can't get there. Takes it off a hop. Formisano will get into second for a leadoff double.
It's a lot of space to cover for Luke over here, and Quentin Rosano in left is shifting really towards the left, and Jay Clark in right is really towards the foul pole. So Luke has a lot of ground to cover, and it's a little tough for him to get there. And he was also playing a little bit more towards behind the second base bag, which caused the gap to be wide open over here in left center.
Yeah, and one thing I did notice, the ball's going to be flying a lot more today than the last time, at least I was on Channel 19. The ball was not really flying that well. We did see a home run, but nothing really driven that far besides that. That's a fly ball out to shallow center. Lomax coming in. He'll make the catch. No tag from second, even though Formisano did think about it. And there's 1 down. But yeah, the ball's going to be flying a lot more here today. The wind not being very much of a factor, unlike the last broadcast.
Wind is almost non-existent. I mean, I feel a breeze in the back of my neck every once in a while, but other than that, it is a beautiful day out.
The batter is Jenkins, who walked back in the first inning. Runner at second, 1 down. First pitch taken outside for a ball.
And Formisano is causing a lot of commotion on that second base bag. Vaughn McVeigh even took a long peek at him before he pitched that ball.
1-0 to Jenkins. That's in for a strike. And again, that catches that outside part of the plate. And I'm sure McVeigh's really going to be looking for that spot, especially as the innings and pitch count progress in this one. That's outside for a ball. And if you hear any other noises going on, there's a lot of sports going on around us.
We have track practicing, and we have girls lacrosse currently playing a game.
Yeah, they're on the turf.
It looks like they are losing 2-3 after the first quarter.
McVeigh to look back to Formisano. I believe they're playing Haddon Heights.
Ah.
Here's the pitch to Jenkins. That's taken inside. Jenkins did walk back in the first. He's got a 3-1 count here from McVeigh. Runner at second, 1 down. In the 3-1. That's in for a called strike, and that'll fill up the count at 3-2.
It's interesting to see what Vaughn McVeigh goes with here because he's such a powerful hitter, but at the same time, you don't want to let him on the bases with his 13 stolen bases for the year.
Payoff pitch. That one fought off foul.
Do you think that Formisano, he has a mighty lead off the bag? I'm shocked they haven't tried to pick him off yet. He's really dancing, and I think they could catch him off guard.
Yeah, McVeigh's even giving him long looks. Here's the payoff again. That one popped up behind the plate. Carroll looking for it. I believe it went out of play.
Just seems really weird to me. He has a pretty far advance on that bag.
Yeah, he's got a huge secondary lead. Have they tried one? I think McVeigh stepped off once, but I don't think he's actually tried to throw
No, they have
back.
not picked him off, or they haven't attempted yet. So it's a little weird to me. He has a really lengthy lead.
3 balls, 2 strikes. McVeigh does give him a double take. Runner goes. That one hit pretty well out to center field. Lomax is back, makes the catch, and Formisano will head back to second base. So a fly out for Jenkins, and there's 2 down here in the third.
Yeah, hit and run unsuccessful And that was a nice pitch from Vaughn McVeigh because you really don't want Jenkins to get on base, but you have to be careful on him hitting it in the gap. So that was a really nice payoff pitch.
Ball was hit pretty well. And both balls in this inning have hit pretty well, but Lomax covering a lot of ground here in this inning. Robeson, the batter. That one's driven out to left. Excuse me, it's out to third. And the catch is made to retire the side. No runs, one man left for Highland. We head to the bottom half of the third, 2-0. All right, and welcome back. Bottom half of the third inning here at the Castle. It'll be Carroll, Clark, Rosano due up for the Knights here in this bottom half of the third. First pitch swung on and missed from Pat Carroll. It's 0-1. And Jenkins for Highland, he's already got 4 strikeouts to his name on the day. The 0-1 taken down low.
Yeah, Sterling just needs to work on their approach a little bit. They're falling really behind in these counts, and I think that's what's leading to their demise.
Yeah, they're not being very aggressive. 1 ball, 1 strike. That one taken high and in. Carroll hitting .286 to start the year. Two hits and 7 plate appearances, both hits being singles. That one taken outside. Ball gets away from Robeson.
But this conservative at-bat mentality has worked in Carroll's favor here because now he's in a 3-1 count.
Only seen 1 base runner for the Knights, and it was Lomax who got on base from an error. 3-1. That's in for a strike. Carroll thought it was ball 4, but that pitch was pretty much right down the dish, so not quite sure what he was thinking, but it's a full count. And the pitch from Jenkins. That one fouled away.
Pressed the accelerator a little early there.
Yeah, he did. So it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Carroll. Here's the payoff. Fly ball out to right. On the move is Formasano. He'll make the catch. 1 down here in the third.
Definitely a good at-bat from Carroll there, and especially towards the end got a little aggressive and kept himself in it, but ultimately Jenkins is the victor once again.
So here is Channel 19's very own Jake Clark. Still looking for his first hit on the year. First pitch is cut on and missed. Clark hitless in 10 plate appearances. No balls and a strike. That'll get away. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. One. Taken upstairs.
Smart leave there from Clark. Wanted to get a little aggressive there, but pulled back.
Here's the 2-1 from Jenkins. That's upstairs, 3-1.
And again, just another good eye there from Clark. Just leaving that stuff up.
Three balls, 1 strike to Clark. And here it comes. A called strike, 3-2. Jenkins really pumping the zone with that fastball. It's looked very good so far. Payoff pitch. And a called strike 3, he got him. And for a struggling hitter like Clark, that's not the call you want to see.
Well, we've said it over here. I mean, we have the best view in terms of what the umpire is seeing, and he's going to call that outside ball a strike, so they got to be careful. And that was a really nice pitch from Jenkins, realizing that that's what he's calling today, and to just abuse that part of the plate.
Yeah, the home plate umpire calling it for both sides, so got to stay consistent. That one swung on and missed from Rosano, 0-1. That's the 5th strikeout of the day for Jenkins, and Sterling now one time through the order. Swing and a miss. As I said, that fastball has been very effective. I really want to know the velo on that because we're getting a lot of swing and misses from the Knights offense so far.
Yeah, it looked like it's caught Rosano off guard.
That's upstairs.
Like those 2 swings, and Rosano, one of the better hitters I know personally, and it looked like it just sloppy, like just unexpected almost. You know what I mean?
1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. 6 strikeouts on the day for Jenkins as he retires the Knights 1-2-3. We're going to the 4th here at the Castle. It's 2-0 Highland. Everybody, welcome back. Top of the 4th inning here at the Castle. 2-0 Highland. It'll be Robeson to lead off for Highland.
And credit to Vaughn McVeigh. He's really gotten back in this game. I mean, I wasn't here, but he let up a triple, 2 RBI triple. And, I mean, that's hard to come back from, especially as a starting pitcher this early into a game. And he's doing a great job of coming back and still working the zone.
That's taken upstairs. It's actually Schofield who's up to the plate. Taken outside. It's in for a strike. So it is Schofield who had the 2 RBI triple. Swing and a miss.
Yeah, and you can tell Vaughn McVeigh's really starting to feel it now. He's kind of back in that zone. And, you know, it's just great mentality to have. He's gotten himself back into it.
Number 11 for the Knights, facing number 11 for Highland. As upstairs. McVeigh, after letting up the double to Formisano, he did get the next 3 batters. That's grounded back to the mound. McVeigh throws to first in time. 1 down here in the 4th.
Great fielding play there from Vaughn McVeigh, showing his flashes of Ranger Suarez out there on the mound.
Ranger danger.
But for right now, we have Logan Davenport up at the plate for Highland to get us started after that lightning break. Takes call, strike 1. A bit up high. It's a 1-1 count. Good to be back from that lightning scare. Not sure where it was, but someone saw something and game was called. Ground over to short. Schwartz makes the play, throws to first. 2 gone. That is the second of the inning. Missed before. Schofield flew out. So now Rodriguez is up to the plate. Outside. It's important for Vaughn McVeigh to get back into the game here after taking such a long extended break. Liner over to second. Nice play there from Collins. And that is the 3rd out of the inning. A 1-2-3 delayed inning from Vaughn McVeigh there as the score remains 2-0. We'll be back with some Sterling hitting. Welcome back to the Castle as we are now in the bottom of the 4th. Score remains 2-0 Highland. The only 2 scores, being off of a 2-run triple hit by Cade Schofield in the 1st. Other than that, it's been scoreless. Vaughn McVeigh getting back into the game, doing a great job of keeping Sterling in this game while the bats have been a little cold. The only person to reach has been Luke Lomax on an error. Chris Jenkins on the mound has 6 strikeouts And his fastball command has been almost perfect today. And he has really caught the Knights off guard. But leading off for your Silver Knights will be Jason Camardo, Luke Lomax, and Evan Miller. The 1-2-3, but leading off will be Jason Camardo. And Brian's running back with his pizza, ladies and gentlemen. He is flying back, looking like Mario, and Luigi trailing behind him, being Jensen. My hosts are coming back just in time for the bottom of the 4th inning to watch Jason Camardo have his at-bat. Brian a little earlier than he expected there. As Jason Camardo takes the first pitch, 1-0.
All right, so we're back.
2 ground outs. That's what you missed after that very delayed top of the 4th inning.
All right. So Sterling is batting.
You all right?
Yeah.
Just a little gassed.
A little out of breath, that's all.
Jensen, welcome back as well. Took over your duties. Jason Camardo in a 1-1 count. Looking for his first hit of the day. Shows bunt. Very inside.
Taking over my play-by-play duties for this half inning, I guess.
I took it over for the other half inning. I think I'll take it over for this one too.
Oh wait. Oh, they played in. Oh wow.
Yeah.
We missed a lot, huh?
You guys missed a lot. Davenport grounded out. Rodriguez grounded out after Schofield's ground out 15 minutes earlier.
Okay.
But we're now back with some Knights batting. Foul ball. Straight over Highland's dugout. I think we're at a 2-2 count. Is Camardo working a bit of an at-bat here. Inside. Full count. Camardo working a great at-bat here. Fighting his way through it. See a little bit more aggressiveness here. Chopper over to third. Misplayed. And Sterling finally gets another base runner on base after Luke Lomax was the last to get on in the first.
My guess, I think they'll rule that a base hit.
Yeah, that was a really hard hit ball, so I think...
And because of the bounce I think it took off the infield part of the grass, I would rule that as a base hit. So
I would agree. So first base hit of the day for the Knights, breaking Chris Jenkins' no-no. And Luke Lomax, a heavy hit going towards right field. And it is out of here! Luke Lomax getting the Knights on the board. And it is a tie game. His first home run of the season. What a hit from Luke Lomax. And the Knights have finally found their groove. It is a tie game.
the spark that this Knights offense
desperately needed.
Exactly. And Dan, you take over the play-by-play duties
so
and look
sorry.
at that.
Dude, I felt so bad.
Look at that, a single and then a home run.
I want that to be your call. In my heart, I feel.
No, that's fine.
I feel like
I'm more saying that as soon as you take over the play-by-play, the Knights offense
I know
gets on the board.
I think Luke heard me. He was excited for today's matchup. Wow, we have the same math class together. We were talking about it a little bit. And what a hit from the sophomore. Already having a terrific season, leading the team in average, I think, yeah, with 375 average with 500 slugging as Evan Miller fouls this one off. Right fielder trying to get there, doesn't get there.
And the delay really worked, I guess, to their advantage, too.
Yeah, getting their heads back in the game a little bit.
Kind of gave Coach K a chance to really talk it over.
Yeah. Luke Lomax giving the spark that the Knights lead, giving Vaughn McVeigh his much-needed run support as well.
Oh, for sure. I mean, besides the first inning, McVeigh was looking fairly strong.
Definitely. He looked great when you guys were gone as well. That one in the dirt a little bit. Jenkins starting to lose a little bit of that command. And it's a dribbler like Jason Camardo's that really will get an offense started, and that's what was so important. That's what they needed. As Evan Miller takes that one down the dish. Looking at a 2-strike count now. Very impressive power from Luke Lomax there. A strike 3 called on Evan Miller. And that is actually the first out of the inning.
Solid pitch right there from Jenkins. Using the fastball and breaking ball as a good 1-2 punch. So he's able to get the backwards K.
And now up the other sophomore, Nate Schwartz. Shows bunt, fouled off. Nate Schwartz primarily plays catcher, but today he's actually at our shortstop position.
Yeah, he did make a fielding error back in the first inning, but did kind of redeem himself. A couple solid routine plays.
Ball taken outside.
Got to give a shout out to Nuccio's, man. Their pizza is so good.
Shout out to Nuccio's.
That's where I was during this break.
Well,
for me and Jensen were during this break.
Well,
shout out to Jensen Gould. He's doing a great job on camera today.
Indeed. I along with you, thought we had a little bit more time. Because they said 30 minutes. Definitely didn't feel like 30 minutes sitting here. But
what was funny was I was like just getting back, and I'm like, all right, we made it like just in time. And then I find out that the half inning was over. I'm like, wait, why is Sterling batting? And I'm like, oh crud. I just missed 0.2 innings of ball.
Fouled off. Nate Schwartz fighting away at this 2-2 count.
Yeah, he's a 250 hitter, grounded out back in the second.
Schwartz had a great freshman campaign along with his friend Lomax. Looking at a 2-2 count here, though. And strike 3 called. A dirty breaking ball from Jenkins there, as that is the second out.
It's another strikeout for Jenkins. He's now got 8 on the day.
And now Dean Collins up to the plate. Struggling a little bit with a .083 average. Takes strike 1.
Yeah, he's one of the 8 strikeouts for Jenkins today, and
foul ball towards third. And it's tough to be, have the base running expertise that Dean Collins had and have this much of a slump, because he's such a threat when he does get on. But with this slump, he hasn't been able to really get on.
Yeah. He's got the speed to his advantage, but you can't really use much of it when you're not getting on the base paths as much as you'd like to.
The 0-2 pitch taken in the dirt. And Brian, you're totally right. When you can't get on, you're not much of a threat, and that's what his biggest problem is right now.
Yeah, really, it's all about just putting the bat to the ball and just kind of putting it in play, because when you do that, good things happen.
Fly out to right. Looking to make a play, and he does. That is the third out of the inning. But Sterling finally ties up the score with a 2-run blast to right field by Luke Lomax. It is now a 2-2 game going into the top of the 5th.
Top of the 5th inning here at the Castle, and it's a 2-2 ball game after the 2-run blast from the center fielder Luke Lomax.
And Luke came over to our announcer's table and told me, I told you so.
Grounded over to short, fielded by Schwartz. He's got a long throw, and it won't be in time. So it's an infield single for Romstead.
Yeah, Romstead really showing off the wheels there. He made that throw much more difficult for Schwartz than it needed to be. And that's what really caused that.
So it's Wolfson the batter for Highland. Runner at first. Nobody out as they try and get the 2 runs back. Jenkins led up with the 2-run shot. And that was a beautiful swing from Lomax. Great power.
And Lomax has that really crisp swing. He just has such a nice cut to his swing. And he does the same swing. Sometimes players step out, sometimes they mess with it a little bit trying to get more power, but Luke just religiously does that swing, and it is crisp and just perfect placement, perfect timing, and almost was like a perfect for Luke Lomax.
Here's a pitch from McVeigh. That one taken upstairs. He'll throw back to first, and a nice pick by Gogo to prevent that from going by.
Already a more improved center than Johan Rojas.
He's got more home runs than him, that's for sure.
He does.
He's been pretty good defensively today, too.
I don't think Johan Rojas could hit a home run on a high school field.
That one squared up toward the mound. Throw to first by McVeigh is in time. That'll advance Romstead to second. So one down. That'll bring us back to the top of the lineup. It's Formasano. He is struck out and doubled today. Coming in, he's hitting .462.
That's impressive. That's why he's in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, I mean, key to the leadoff batter is to just get on base, and he's done just that.
Yeah, Formasano, I remember his hit kind of hit the gap between Quentin Rosano and Luke Lomax here in center. It was just perfectly placed with just enough power.
First pitch taken outside for a ball. Highland with a runner in scoring position, one down, as they try and get their lead back. Here's the pitch. Swung on, driven out towards left. Rosano charging in. He'll make the catch. And there's two down.
Man, it is really tough to tell what is right and left field when we're sitting in center, and our right is where left field is, and our left is where right field is. So
it takes a bit to get used to.
It does take a second. It got me a lot when I first sat down.
So that'll bring up Lizotti. He flew out on the first pitch he saw on his last at-bat. First pitch from McVeigh. That just misses. Tie ball game. We're tied up at 2 here in the top of the 5th inning. This pitch from McVeigh. That's in there for a called strike.
McVeigh really has had that groove, and he is feeling it today. He hasn't had a great shove day.
McVeigh looks back, and the pitch. That one's driven to right. That'll be foul. I want to quickly congratulate the head coach for Highland. He's recently coming off his 300th career win, and that is one heck of a milestone. We want to congratulate him for that pitch taken outside. Lizotti, he reached base on an error back in the first, also flew out in the 3rd inning. Pitch from McVeigh, and he held up.
Yes, congratulations to Coach DJ Gore for the Highland Tartans getting his 300th win. Major accomplishment for a great coach.
Yeah, I got to talk to him a little bit before the game. Seems like a very nice guy. Gave me a nice firm handshake. That one driven out to center. Lomax coming in. He'll make the play, and that will retire the side. So far, so good for Vaughn McVeigh. We head to the bottom half of the 5th. We're tied up at 2. Here in the bottom half of the 5th, we're tied up at 2. Here at the Castle. The scoring started off with a 2-run triple from Highland back in the 1st inning. But it was a 2-run shot from Luke Lomax in the bottom half of the 4th that tied this puppy up. So now in the bottom half of the 5th, it's Gogolski who leads off. He struck out back in the 2nd. That one just misses upstairs. Gogolski coming in, hitting just 100. It's the 1-1. Misses down low.
And Jenkins, apart from the home run, has almost been stellar this entire game. He's had 8 strikeouts, doing a great job of just working the counts against these Sterling batters.
That'll miss. And it gets away from catcher Robeson. No walks on the day for Jenkins. You've only seen one walk in this entire game, and that was to Jenkins when he was batting. That'll miss ball 4, so the first walk of the day for Jenkins goes to Gogolski to lead off this bottom of the 5th. And we'll see a little bit of a mound visit.
Let's talk things over. Jenkins losing a little bit of that control. After that Lomax home run, I kind of set it a little bit. You can just see he was going a little bit more wild, a little bit more sporadic with his pitches, but he's starting to lose it a little bit. Just has to, collect, get back into it, take a breath, and just like all great players and pitchers do, he'll get back into it.
But Dan, this has been one heck of a game. I mean, besides the first inning, the 2-run triple, not very much in terms of action going on, but then we got a 30-minute lightning delay, to which that really boosted the Knights up because we saw a single and then a 2-run home run from Luke Lomax.
Yeah, I mean, it's been very interesting. But honestly, Brian, you and I we watch a lot of ball, and we appreciate a nice pitcher's duel, and that's what a lot of this game has been between Chris Jenkins and Vaughn McVeigh.
Squared up to show bunt, but it goes foul for Pat Carroll. He flew out back in the 3rd inning.
But a lot of this game has been a nice pitcher's duel, and I mean, I've had a lot of fun watching this game. Just two people doing what they do best.
I'll go back to first to check on Gogolski. Sterling does have the go-ahead run on base here in this tie ball game. They'll go back to him again. But unlike the MLB, there isn't the pickoff rule that they have, so I think they can go to him as many times as Jenkins wants. Showed up bunt again as Carroll pulls back. It's a ball. And on one end, the delay has kind of benefited Sterling both offensively and in their pitching, but for right now, Jenkins kind of seems to be struggling ever since the delay. He was in kind of a groove. That one a bit down low in the dirt. And now Jenkins is in jeopardy of giving up back-to-back walks to start this bottom half of the 5th. So definitely seeing two sides of the story here. That's outside.
Wait, was that a strike?
Not quite sure. I thought that was ball 4.
I think I saw the umpire move his hands. Huh.
Maybe he didn't pull back in time. That'd be my only guess. That one will get away. That's going to be ball 4, but it gets all the way to the backstop. No advancement from Gogolski as he thought about going to third, but he held up.
Yeah, Brian, I mean, you're right. I mean, you're right on. And ever since that delay, Jenkins' control has really just looked all over the place. And he hasn't really gotten back in that rhythm and that groove. And even the rhythm and blues that he was in previous to that lightning delay.
So now back-to-back walks for Jenkins. It'll bring up Jake Clark,
looking for his first.
Yeah, he's looking for his first hit of the year.
Excuse me, Brian, but I think if there's a time's
it's now.
Yeah.
You have 2 runners on and a chance to take their first lead. Clark struck out back in the 3rd. Gogolski at second. He's got a decent lead. Clark shows bunt. I believe he fouled it off. Would be even better is if, even if he doesn't get that hit, getting a nice sacrifice bunt down could move both runners over into scoring position. Pulls it back. Runner goes from second, and Gogolski now gets third base. It's a stolen base for him.
Yeah, a little hesitation, but great IQ there from Gogolski to realize that third baseman was up and that shortstop was too close to second, and pretty much just had a free bag even with that hesitation.
Runners out the corners. It does create a chance for a double play. Clark with his left foot out of the box. The catcher, Robeson, relays his signs to the infield. Go ahead, run at third. This game tied up at 2. That one popped up in front of the plate. They'll go to second, and they'll get the out there. Run comes home, and Gogolski's going to be safe.
I would say Jay Clark did his job right there.
Indeed, he did. It is a fielder's choice, so it won't be ruled as a hit, but Clark does get his first RBI, and the Knights take a 3-2 lead.
You know, Brian, I mean, you have a little bit more baseball perspective than I do. Should the catcher have just held it there? I think because that's a throw across the diamond and then back across the diamond, and that just allows.
Personally, I would have just gone to first. That's grounded up the middle for a base hit. And that's bobbled out there in center field. Clark's on his way to third. He will get there. It's a base hit for Rosano, and the Knights offense showing its spark that it's desperately needed.
Yeah, definitely. They're really starting to crack the code now. And not only did they need that desperately in this game, they've needed it for their season. They've had a tough start. I mean, starting 0-4, and they just really needed to get back into the swing of things here, and this is a great start.
So it's a 3-2 Knights lead. Runners at the corner, still nobody out, and they're going to head to the mound to check on Jenkins. Would not be shocked if it's the last of him, as there's still nobody out.
Damage control, I think, is the kid to do it.
Yeah, Camardo up to the plate.
He also has some height on that mound. He's a tall kid.
Camardo singled back in the 4th. It was the first base hit of the day for the Knights. He's also struck out. Shows bunt, gets it down. In fair territory, throws to first in time. Another run will score as Clark crosses the plate. Camardo does his job, and it's 4-2 Knights.
This is what Coach Kozaneski tells us all the time. He loves his small ball. And we've seen that right there where Camardo just laid down a bunt, sacrificed his at-bat, but scored another run, and now it expands the lead to 2.
Yeah, it might not be the most exciting way to score runs, but as I said, for one of the keys to the game, it's to manufacture the runs, and that's exactly what the Knights just did right there to make it 4-2. That's in for a strike to Luke Lomax, who in his last at-bat sent it out of here into deep right field as a 2-run shot. Runner at second for the Knights. 4-2, they lead it, 2 down in the inning. That's in there, 0-2.
Yeah, Luke Lomax with that home run, one of the more exciting calls of my announcing career so far. That was pretty crazy.
I'm proud of you, Dan. You got your home run call. Driven out to left center. In shallow territory, catch is made by Celas Rodriguez to retire the side. The Knights take the lead as they score 2 in the inning. Not the most exciting way to do it, but they get it done. We head to the top of the 6th inning. It's a 4-2 Knights lead. Top of the 6th inning, it's a brand new ball game. The Knights have their first lead with a 4-2 advantage over Highland. It was a 2-run home run from Luke Lomax that tied this game up at 2 after the Knights trailed it early 2-0. But then it was RBIs from Clark and Camardo. Both bunt RBIs too, so.
Yeah, just the small ball doing its thing. And again, it's not the most electrifying way to score, but it gets the job done.
Jenkins takes outside. It'll be Jenkins, Robeson, and Schofield due up as Highland looks to come back. They led it 2-0 early, but now they trail it by 2. That one driven out to right. Clark on the move. He won't get there. It's in foul ground.
And the Knights have had their fair share of hurdles to come through this season so far, but even this game. And they've done a great job of just being resilient and powering through and just being united throughout the way.
They're 0-4 on the year. They're looking for their first win. Be a great confidence booster facing a pretty solid 4-2 Highland team. That one driven well. Deep center field. Lomax has room, and he'll make the catch.
struck really well off the bat, and I even grabbed on the Brian's shoulder because I thought that was coming right towards us, but died in the air a little bit.
So it'll be Robeson. Doubled back in the first. Also scored. He also struck out back in the third. In for a strike from McVeigh. It's not a lot of runs since the first inning, so can't complain too much, especially if you're Coach K. Misses outside, and Vaughn coming in had a 9.8 ERA, which was, I believe, the worst on the team.
Yeah, but that wasn't really a reflection of Vaughn McVeigh's performances. He went against a couple tough teams.
That one popped up. Gogolski in foul ground. He can't make the catch.
As I was saying, he went against a lot of tough teams. He's battled through a little bit of stuff with his shoulder and his back, just uncomfortable, throwing super hard. So it's really not a reflection on how good Vaughn McVeigh is. And I mean, last year, he threw the most innings pitches and total pitches on the team with just a 4.17 ERA, and really was one of the stars, even just as a sophomore. But this year off to a little bit of a slower start because of some uncomfortability issues, but really has found his groove today.
Casey Kaz in the bullpen for the Knights. That one fouled back. So we'll see if he gets any action soon. As he continues to warm up. McVeigh looking very strong. Not sure what its pitch count is, but I'm sure it's getting up there. Pitch to Robeson. And that's in there for a called strike 3. He got him.
There's some really nice movement on there right there. He caught Robeson. He wasn't even expecting it to move in the position that it did. I thought it would clip a little bit more to the outside of the plate, but it kind of sunk its way back in. And that was a really impressive pitch. Even this late into the pitches that this many pitches he's thrown.
McVeigh, he has retired the last 5 Highland hitters and has retired 7 of the last 8. Let up a single to Romstead back in the 5th, but other than that, he's retired 7 of the last 8 Highland batters. That's taken outside.
This has been a very impressive outing for him. I mean, it's just a boost of confidence and definitely what he needed at this stage of the season. And he told me he was ready today, and he really came out and proved it.
Yeah, nevertheless, you got to really tip your cap to the guy. He's been putting on a show as he looks to get first win for the Knights. Great backhand at third. Throw across the diamond, offline. It goes into foul territory. It'll be an infield hit for Schofield. As Collins, he made a great backhand play, but the throw just a bit out of the reach of Gogolski at first.
The struggle continues a little bit there for Collins. I mean, at the dish, he's not having a great year so far and starting to show a little bit in the field with that. A really nice backhand play, but just a long, tough throw all the way from third.
So here is Davenport. He's grounded out twice today. He represents the tying run. It's taken inside.
And impressively, they've done on this without their senior star, Tony Sanchez, who was unavailable for tonight's game. And even with some defensive lineup adjustments, they've still played their game and done a great job today.
And fouled back as the runner goes. Yeah, they had to make a little bit of a defensive change as Schwartz has taken over at shortstop for today's game.
And Luke in center field. That's normally where Tony Sanchez plays.
Runner goes from first. That pitch misses, and it's stolen base for Schofield. So now runner in scoring position for Highland with 2 down.
Schofield's 3rd stolen base of the season.
Pitch from McVeigh. That one fouled off. Highland looking to answer back. Knights with a 4-2 lead here in the top half of the 6th. That's upstairs for a ball.
I'm definitely getting a little tighter on the strike zone here. Not letting as much by as this game progresses.
Yeah, not really letting pitchers get away with the high part of the strike zone. Opposite way foul. So Davenport staying alive.
And Davenport with a great at bat, really running up McVeigh's pitch count, which is probably sending Casey Kaz in sooner or later.
He's got 2 down in the inning, so quite possible that Casey Kaz could have a chance of getting the save. McVeigh looks, kicks, and deals. Driven out to left center. On the move is Lomax. He calls for it, and he makes the catch to retire the side. 6 strong innings for Vaughn McVeigh. We head to the bottom half of the 6th. The Knights have a 4-2 lead. Bottom half of the 6th here at the Castle. The Knights with a 4-2 lead over the Highland Tartans. Glad you're with us. I'm Brian McLernan, joined by Dan Leakin. Knights looking to add on to their lead. Misses just inside.
Yeah, I think from the looks of it, Vaughn McVeigh's day is done, but nothing but a terrific outing from him to get him back into baseball shape.
Grounded over to third. Fielded cleanly. Throw across the diamond in time. And a nice job by Wolfson to keep his foot on the bag for out number 1.
And definitely a nice throw from Davenport, too, from across the diamond. Making that throw with ease as they retire Evan Miller for the first out. But again, nothing short of an excellent performance for Vaughn McVeigh today, as he
Yeah, you got to tip your cap.
let up some runs early, but definitely stayed into this game and then had 5 scoreless innings.
It's in for a strike to Nate Schwartz. Schwartz is grounded out and struck out today. That one fought off foul.
Honestly, I think we can use Vaughn McVeigh and the Phillies bullpen at this point. I think he'd give us some help.
Nate Doherty in his second inning work came in relief back in the 5th inning. Here's the pitch. That one gets away. Schwartz had to duck out of the way of that pitch. Grounded over short, fielded cleanly, and throw over to first by Rodriguez in time. So 2 down here in the 6th. So it'll be Collins to bat. He struck out and is flown out. First pitch taken upstairs. Doherty's pitch on foul back. Collins hitting .083 coming in, so someone struggling to start his season, looking to bounce back here in this at-bat. Pitch from Doherty. That one misses outside. 4-2, Knights lead it. They're 3 outs away from getting their first win of this young season. Lined out to center. And the catch is made by Jenkins for the 3rd out. So we'll head to the top half of the 7th. 3 outs until the Knights can potentially win their first game of the year. We head to the top of the 7th. So here in the top half of the 7th, Knights with a 4-2 lead over the Highland Tartans as they look for their first. So the Knights look for their first win of the year. McVeigh back out there. Pitch misses just outside.
And tip of the cap to Coach Kozineski, letting Vaughn McVeigh have the opportunity to finish this one out himself.
1 ball, no strikes. That's in there for a called strike. Sells, Rodriguez, Romstead, and Wolfson, the bottom half of the order. That's grounded over to second. Fieldy cleanly throw to first just in time. 1 gone in the 7th.
We were having some fun in the meantime during the switch of innings with the outfielders, and just the spirit seems so much better. I mean, this was such a huge win, could be a huge win for the Knights, and you can tell that their spirits are just so much higher right now.
First pitch outside to Romstead. He's grounded out and single today.
My apologies for jumping the gun there, ladies and gentlemen.
If Highland comes back to win this game, you know who to blame.
Yep, I think I've done that once before. I don't remember what it was. I want to say it was soccer for some reason. I think I accidentally jinxed something, and a moment after, something bad happened for our Knights. I apologize.
That's outside for a ball.
Man, I do that often.
It's the announcer's jinx, man. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's going to happen to the best of us.
Indeed.
Trust me, it's happened to me before.
Oh, man, it's the worst. I can't believe that's how that stuff works.
2-1, that's driven to center. Lomax looking. Makes the play. And there's 2 gone. So the Tartans down to their final out. As it'll be up to Wolfson, who has struck out and grounded out here in this game. If the Knights do hang on to win, we'll have a post-game show to follow. Dan Leakin doing the interviews.
Woohoo!
First pitch from McVeigh. That's in for a strike. McVeigh looking for a complete game.
And after starting off the season a little rocky, this is definitely what he needs.
No balls and a strike. And that's in there 0-2. So Highland down to their final strike here today. And a crazy game that we've witnessed here this afternoon. The 0-2. This is outside. Wolfson thought about it.
And the Sterling team wants it, man.
It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. McVeigh waits his sign, kicks, and deals. And a called strike 3. He struck him out. And that's the ball game. The Knights get their first win of 2024 by a final score of 4-2. They had to battle back from it, but they did it.
And the adversity this team has faced so far this season, and even in this game, just shows how resilient and how young and powerful that this team actually is. And I think we got to tip our caps to Vaughn McVeigh, who, let up a 2 RBI triple, and then from there was perfect.
Yeah, he was
6
lights out.
Innings.
Lights out. As soon as the second inning began, he was terrific. Really got to tip your cap to him. He put on an excellent show here for the fans.
And then also Luke Lomax, who tied the game up initially with his 2-run blast sent straight to right field, which brought the bats alive for the Knights.
Yeah, pretty much after the lightning delay, the Knights offense really picked it up, scored 4 unanswered runs, and got the win 4-2. Vaughn McVeigh with a complete game. He was absolutely terrific. The Knights move to 1-4 on the year. Highland will drop down to 4-3. First win of the year for the Knights and Coach K under the second year of his tenure. Post-game show to follow. We'll be right back. The Knights win it 4-2.